Hello and Asher. Today I would like to talk to you about fertility charms. And I have noticed that in YouTube, maybe I missed some, and if I did, I'm sorry, there was no fertility, gree, no germantation, Mojo bag, nothing of that sort. And I have felt the need to fill in the blanks somewhat. Now, first of all, I would like to give respect to a very specific author. I would like to give respect to Baba or Canires. I'm sorry if I'm not reading this correctly. I have no knowledge in Spanish. I have three languages, which is Japanese, Hebrew, and English, and that also is barely adequate. And in this text, he gives, and I love this text because he gives things to do both to the initiate and to the non-initiate. You know, many people in Santeria are not as patient with non-initiates, and some people says that they can't worship the Orishas if they are not initiated to them. With this, I strongly disagree. And also it gives you, the more magical aspects of Santeria, and it gives you a pregnancy charm, which I would like to read to you. I'm reading this to you. Okay. Place 9 pennies heads up in the seat of a wooden chair covered with a multi-colored silk handkerchief. Make a pregnant woman sit on the covered pennies while she eats a piece of cooked eggplant. Pay the woman at least $9 for her service. Collect the pennies with the handkerchief. Place inside a red flannel bag, sew bag shut, anoint with human placenta oil or shampoo. A woman who wants to be pregnant should have this bag on her each time she has sex. I prepared this charm for a 46-year-old book editor who had never been pregnant. Her husband, who has less than 1 chance in 1,000 of procreating, almost divorced his wife thinking she has cheated when the lady in question promptly became pregnant. DNA test later on proved their beautiful baby was indeed his. This charm really shows you that the ingredients are as important as the way you charge them. The pregnant woman transfers some of her fecundity through sitting and receiving the offering of a cooked eggplant. And this is an Oya charm, okay? And the Oya magic is very much about how to put your energy into things. Like, the coins, for instance, they are made from copper. The pennies are made from copper, which is Oya's metal. And this is why it's considered an Oya charm. And they get some of the pregnancy energy into them, and this energy is being replicated to that woman. So that is very effective, I think, and I had to read this for you. So this is the book again. It's Oya Santeria, Orisha of the Winds, and Baba Raul Canires. All the series is highly recommended. Okay, I recommend this series highly. Obviously, it's not the only thing you should read on each and every Orisha, and you need to supplement this knowledge, by extra studying, but it's a good introduction to the most center Orisha. Some of the Orishas are missing, like Ochosi and Odudwa, but, it's a good introduction, so I recommend this. Okay, so this is how he makes a fertility charm. This is how I make a fertility charm. First of all, I have to say I have not been initiated in any of the gree or the Mojo traditions, but those are used very much interchangeably in the diaspora and other places. And I wanted to show you some materials to put in it. Some are very useful, some are not so useful, but I would like to show you what they are. Well, one of the most general good thing you could put in a charm to get a woman pregnant is some oil. This is actually snake oil, okay? And those are used in Muslim and Arab pharmaceuticals for something that you can take care of your hair and skin, okay? And you get it, sometimes you get it from India and other places. And the serpent is a creature that is reborn from itself. When he sheds its own skin, it's reborn from itself. It lays many eggs, eggs are also a good symbol of fertility, and this is a little egg that I have collected in nature. I don't know precisely which bird it is, but I collected it off a fallen nest. Okay, those are good things, good animalistic things to make your fertility charms out of, because the egg represents real life and life and rebirth. Now, in my tradition, I'm part of a Vodunsi house of Baala Teva. We have to start with a shuf when we make a charm, and I usually really love to use abro seeds, which were made by old Dumare, and they represent the duality of nature and everything, but those are poisonous and they should not be worn over the body. I usually very like to make like small breast pieces that the woman could carry inside her bra, but if it's impossible, some other, either something that is very close to her body or in her stuff, which is less recommended, but if this is what we can do, we can do. So the issue in this for me is black-eyed peas. I put I put 7 black-eyed peas in the procreation charm, and the seeds again represent germination and the ability to get pregnant. Other things that are considered to be part of general pregnancy things are the ruby. Okay, ruby stones are very good for it because it protects the body. Also, I forgot to say, the beans, not only they are not poisonous, they are also something that could strengthen the muscles. If you're making if you're working with a bodybuilder or a warrior or somebody that needs to rely on his muscles, then this is a very good thing for it. You can use the black-eyed peas or any other beans for them. Also, a recently friend of mine on Facebook, which has her own Kemetic temple, beautiful woman, told me that she would take a piece of rose quartz, and I don't know if you can see, but it's a very good, high quality rose quartz. I believe in quality items to make magical things, to some sort of a mother goddess temple and have it blessed by her name by giving offerings. And obviously every charm I give offerings, at the very least incense, but it depends on how serious this charm is. If this charm is serious enough, blood sacrifice might be required. Also, I would add jet to this too. For the woman, this charm also for a woman, after she gets pregnant, you want to safeguard that woman from things that would make her abort, because many times the problem with those women is that they get pregnant and they have multiple abortions, which also be a sign for an abiku, but this is something that you would go to a traditional, if a priest or other priesthood that takes care of it. Abiku is a spirit of the child that gets reborn and die. It's a child that is meant to die, and sometimes women are afflicted by this, as though they are afflicted by demons. Okay, other items are high John root. I know it's not very African, but it is African American. As you see, this root specifically looks like 2 tiny testicles, so that makes it very good for fertility charm. Also for a man, if a man has a problem to procreate. Okay, and Judica Illes recommend in her book that is called the Book of 5,000 Spells, to combine this with some Angelica root, which represents the female, within a golden ring, and wear it. I would add those herb things anyway. So those are also very good. Bloodstone. Bloodstone is another fertility thing. Use that. Also red jasper. Red jasper is a good fertility thing, especially again for men. If a man has a problem because he had a low semen count, red jasper is the thing for him. It's sacred. It's very sacred to Shango, which is one of the optimal men in voodoo. Now, another thing that I have noticed is that many times problems with fertility comes from stress-related things. Okay, in this modern world, when we expect a woman to go and work and have her own working place and do the female things next to it, we don't take into considerations that emotional trauma and emotional stress can disrupt the getting pregnant process. And so one of my recommendations to fix this is a kunzite, which is a new age stone. It's pink, it has like this line, and it's a good meditation stone. It's very relaxing. It opens the body to a spiritual light, to universal love of the mother goddess and whatever. It's even better in my opinion than the rose quartz, but they do a bit of a different function. This one is more less fertility related, this is more relaxant related. If you have someone that is extremely stressed out and you need to add it to that charm, then please do so. And pearls. The little grain of seeds get another layer upon layer upon layer of mollusk juice to be hardened and beautiful. It's like growing through difficulties. This is a symbol of growing through difficulties, and it is invaluable tool in your fertility charm. I would not make a fertility charm if I don't have at least one or more pearls. Also, one of the things that you can use is, except for all those beautiful snake things, you can use frog shaped things, or actually parts of a frog, like this one. This is a Zuni fetish bead that is a turquoise frog, and it represents fertility because they gave birth to tons of eggs. They have thousands of offspring, so you want some toad medicine in it. You can also get like a toad skin on eBay or some other place where they do taxidermy, and you can sew the toad skin is very soft. You can sew it like fabric. You can use it to make the actual body of the charm. Okay, and I don't have one that is ready to show you, but I'm making one at this moment, and it is preferable always when you are making a charm not only to use a specific number of items that will correspond with your thing. It's also important to make the charm bag yourself, because this is part of putting your energy into that work. Okay, using both charm bags is not as good as making it yourself. Okay, so those are the two, so I showed you like charm ingredients, and I hope that those are useful for you. You can use any or all of those charms. You can decide, you go and collect all the things that I talked about here and make this grand charm, and you can use what you have to make your own, but it doesn't really matter. It's all about getting the job done. Okay, so goodbye and thank you for watching. If you have any question, please comment in the comment section below. And if you want me to do like more videos about specific charms and specific things, please talk to me, and I would make sure that I would make some, in my specific tradition. Okay, so goodbye.